I think we're Gucci. Welcome back to Let's Clone. My name would be Stephen French, and this is part 2 of Minesweeper. But for a quick disclaimer, I kind of wrote out the notes of what I wanted to do, and there's a lot. There's kind of a bunch to get through. Wanted to try to make this in 3 parts. It looks like it's going to be a little bit more feasible to do it in 4, and this one might be kind of long. So I'll do my best to make it as quick as I can and maybe cut out a whole bunch of this intro. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a tile sprite, or the cell sprite, and then we're also going to add in the other couple images for the controller. We're not going to use all of them today, but may as well just have all of the assets in. But sprite cell, I'm just going to find it from my other project file. You guys will have it in the assets folder. And so there are 3 images for the cell. I'm going to do, oh hi kitty cat, get your tail right out of the way. A blank image, flag image, and a bomb. That can be centered, the mask will be full, so that doesn't make much matter. But then we're going to add from file. Also going to grab the open face, the dead face, and the game win face. Game win face I don't think is actually in the original, but I made it for an indicator that we won. Objects. Let's create the object for the cell. Nothing really happens with this, but we can definitely hear that. I'm going to have to shut the door again because that will be frustrating. We don't have to do anything in this object. Everything is being handled inside of the controller, other than setting our image speed to 0. Normally I put a whole header and everything in there, but that's literally all this object's going to have with a depth of -1. I don't even know if that one's important, but I put it in and it works, so we're going to keep it. Alright, our create event. This will change a bunch in either the next part or the 4th part, so we're going to add a few variables then. We're just going to add 2 of them for now. We're going to do a game time. Whoops. We'll do runtime. Game runtime and a game. Wow. Oh my god, Steven. I will. Alright, game in progress is equal to true. Game runtime is equal to 0. Now this game runtime is just going to run in the background. Let me do this first. We're going to say alarm 0 is equal to room speed. Okay, so that it pops every second, and can't talk even. In a new alarm event, we're going to say alarm 0 is equal to room speed. Increment game time, and then we're going to say if game is in progress and game runtime is less than 999, then actually we could do both of those in here, so I'm gonna have the curly braces. We're gonna do game runtime ++, and then we're also going to set that to go again. Sounds pretty simple. Just we're gonna set, we run the game at 30 frames, so every 30 frames we're gonna pop this. It's going to increment game runtime as long as it's under, excuse me, 999. I don't really understand what the point of the timer is in Minesweeper. It didn't seem to have a limit for any of the rounds, but it's just there. Maybe gives you like a sense of urgency for no reason. Neat. We're in our controller. We never had any step event. Let's get up in here. We're gonna do step event. We're gonna split these apart into left and right click, like in their own little scripts. I didn't do that on my original, but it seemed like a good way to kind of sort it out before. Click controller reset. I guess this is a left clicking kind of thing. So we're gonna say game reset if mouse X, position meeting, mouse X, mouse Y, mouse Z, that'll be some future shit, and ID, everything will go wrong, What am I doing wrong? Well, oh, I just don't have the next part. Then if mouse check button pressed, no, mouse button underscore left. So this is running inside of the controller, so this is actually if we click the controller face. Then we're going to do a room restart. Now, we didn't really add much. There's nothing that I should really do, but this we'll click it, the room restart, and you'll see that the numbers should shuffle around. And then after that, I might close the door so we can't hear that whining. But we click room shuffle, and you could still kind of identify if there's a -1. You can count all of the numbers that should be touching around it. So we're gonna say, oh hi, you're scratching the shit out of my childhood blanket, kitty. My grandma made me this blanket, and I don't have another green screen yet, so I just decided to use that. Now there's so many fucking holes in it. Where are we? If the game is in progress, yeah. Then we're gonna do this. We're going to set the O face. In Minesweeper, every time you click, the little smiley guy goes, and then when you unclick, he goes back to his little smile. It's pretty easy to do. We're just going to set his image index equal to mouse check button, mouse button left. Now we're not doing press because press will only read true at the moment that it's clicked, and then even if you hold it down, it'll be false. So this, it'll be set to 0 when there's nothing clicked. 0 is the first frame with the smile. As you're holding it down, it'll be set to 1. Bang. When the game is over, you either lose or you win, meaning that the face will be set to a frown with X eyes, or it'll be set to a blue with like a big smile. But in both of those situations, we will have set game in progress to false because the game will be over, so this will no longer be red. So this will keep us locked into either a 0 or a 1. Now we need to... that's a claw in my butt. Now we need to only do the rest if the mouse is within the grid space. Anything, the mouse anywhere else doesn't matter. So we're going to say if mouse X is greater than... Ow! Okay, what are you doing? Offset bin order. And... oh my god, dude. I'm never going to get through this. If it is greater than that or less than room with minus offset border. Let's say, and I'm actually going to come down here and make it a little bit cleaner. Mouse Y is greater than, did I write all this out or did I just tell myself to figure it out? No, I just told myself to figure it out. So mouse Y is greater than offset header, oops, plus offset border times 2, and mouse Y is less than room height minus offset border. Neat. Now we're going to have 2 temporary variables that will only be listened to, I guess, when the mouse is within that, and it'll be what cell the mouse is currently over. We only use it a couple times, but we need it inside of a couple different loops or if statements, so we're going to check it just at the beginning. We're going to create them, ignore them for a little bit, and we'll utilize them later. So we're going to make an XX is equal to, this will be mouse, I think the way that I did this was mouse X minus offset border minus 0 offset border. That doesn't work. And then divided by cell size using the div function instead of just a backslash or forward slash. I think it'd be the forward slash. Forward slash will retain the remainders. Div will truncate. So we want that because we're actually trying to get a coordinate for the grid. So yy is equal to mouse Y minus offset header. I don't know if this is enough. I wrote down just header, so that might be enough, but I don't recall. If things fuck up, then this will be the spot. Cell's a puppy. Although, it's my housemate's puppy, and he just... I spend all of my time with it. So here, we got that offset header. That's all I did before. I don't think that's going to work. Now here, we're going to do... We'll call this again. Left click. Yeah. This is just left click in the game. If mouse check button press mouse button underscore lefty 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 disable flag clicks. So we're going to say variable cell is equal to instance position, and now we're not going to use these because these are now grid coordinates, so we could use those and then multiply them by cell size, and I think that would work. But we can just check the mouse because we're already kind of in that mouse parameter. I can come back and check this later though. Mouse X, mouse Y of object cell. Now one thing with these, whenever we do mouse over detection, there's a difference between instance position and instance instance place, or place meeting and position meeting. Where do I have, I just want to do this really quick. Place meeting. Now it actually doesn't make sense to me that one works over the other. So place meeting, if we were taking this object and we're trying to place meeting with that egg on either of these. This, if you just have the full coordinate mask filled, then it just takes that object and moves it over and puts it into that determined position, whatever is inside the parameters of that function, and it'll check if they're overlapping. If you have a precise collision on, it'll do this. Now, as far as I'm aware, position meaning doesn't take the mask, it only takes that origin point. So like for our cell, our origin point is at 0, 0, it's in that top corner. And for the sprite controller, it's in the middle. But when doing mouse comparison, for some reason, it always needs the position to be passed and not the place. Doesn't make sense to me, but it works, and I use it. All right, so then we're gonna say if cell does not equal no one, just in case, and I just had to remember how I did it. Cell.image index is equal to 0. What that means is that while we're at instance 0 of just that cell, we're gonna listen to any of these clicks. If it's a 1 or a 2, which is a flag or a bomb respectively, this won't care. Whoa. Oh, it can't be a bomb because bomb's always only going to be displayed later. So yeah. So here we will detonate a mine because it can be a mine underneath the cell. It'll actually, during gameplay, it'll always be so. If grid with our accessor at xx underscore yy is equal to a mine, then game in progress is equal to false. Image index is equal to 2. That is the smiley face getting all frowned down. And cell image blend is equal to 0. No, what? 0. Not even close. See red. Then before we test anything else, we're going to inside of here. So we click a mine. We're setting the game to false, so technically we're losing. We are showing the frowny face and returning that cell to be red. Now we need to take all of the cells that are bombs and we're going to turn them into bombs for display. And it's kind of the indicator that you've lost the game when you play Minesweeper. So 4, we can just, it doesn't matter if we search left to right, up to down, like which one we do first. The variable xx is equal to 0, as long as xx is less than number of columns at xx plus plus. We need to do a nested loop of for variable yy also equal to 0, while yy is less than number of rows yy plus plus. Oh, I'm getting farther through my list than I thought. Alright, so now we need to grab another instance variable, an instance of each cell that we're at, so we can check if it's a bomb and then change what it is. So variable cell is equal to instance place at, it would be, no, we can just do XX, XX times cell size plus, we are on the X, yeah, so offset border. And we have YY times cell size plus, is it minus? Fuck. No, it's plus. It's plus. Offset header plus offset border times 2. There's a few things that could be goofing up right now. I need object cell. So I'm looking for these in a couple different ways, and I think that's a pretty bad practice, but I know that it works when I do it right. So if cell does not equal to no one, then, do I need to do two things here? No, I don't. Cell dot image index is equal to 2. Why do I feel like I'm missing something? And there's, oh, there's a whole bunch of these. All right, perfect. So, oh, okay, this is all in here. So if, I got a little bit tripped up on my cell. So if what we clicked on is a mine, setting the game to false, we're setting that, the frowny face, the controller to be a frowny face. We're setting the cell that we clicked on to be red, so you know which one you triggered. And then we're gonna loop through, we're gonna find all of the ones that are bombs. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna click through and we're gonna try to do it. I haven't created any of the cells, so I can't click on them yet. What we do need, come down to our build grid. We're displaying all the cell values, we're updating all the cell values, we've added mines to the grid, and now we need to, can I do this in the same loop? I might be able to. Yeah, we're just looping through all, so that should be fine. Instance create, we're going to actually here, update cell value, create a cell, sure. Instance create at, and this is where I thought I would have had that same code, but we're just gonna have to do that again. Cell size plus offset border, YY times cell size plus offset header plus offset border times 2, object cell. No. Neat. So here, and then this is where we update. Check adjacent cell values. There, we're good, we're good, we're good. Cool. Now within that loop, every iteration of that loop, we create a cell at hopefully the correct position. Neat. We can go through. One thing that I like to do at first is we're actually going to come down to our create event, and we're going to do image alpha is equal to 0.5. This is just, like, we're going to remove this. It's just while we're testing, we want to know that when we click on a bomb, it's actually a bomb, other than just being told that it's a bomb and trying to rely on it being true. So nothing happens when we click a cell. Okay. Oh, wait. Object cell not set before reading controller step event, line 33. If you're unaware on how to kind of utilize those errors, it repeats itself down here in our compiler code, source code, whatever guy. Right here is object cell. I don't have it like that. I just kind of get caps lock happy over here. But it says in our object controller, step event 1, which means if we had multiple pieces of code here, it would be 1, 2, 3, or 4, line 33. So we can go to 1, we can scroll down to line 33, and that is going to be precisely where the bug is. But the fact that it didn't pull until I clicked quite a few other things makes me a little bit concerned. I definitely fucked something up. Why is this happening? Alright, so it's having me check out of range. It thought that was a bomb. It set all of those to bombs. Whoa, Nelly. I'm gonna have to redo this tutorial. Alright, I don't think the problem was as bad as I thought it was. I had some concern up here with wondering if this was going to be enough, and I was right in my suspicion. So in this variable, underscore yy is going to be set to mouse y minus offset header minus offset border times 2. I'm guessing in my old project that in my header offset I included the borders above it and below it, or I just forgot to write that down when I took the notes. Bang. No. 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 This is gonna be a bitch to edit. And we're back. I honestly don't know what went wrong. And then I got a phone call in the middle, so it's been a little bit. So I'm gonna try. I think I already went over this part. So we fixed this line of code here. If I didn't talk about it, then can I fit everything? Then yeah, going for the XX, and no, yeah, the X or the Y. The Y. So I fixed the Y. If I didn't talk about that already, pause it, look at that. If not, we're gonna pretend I didn't do this. I'll skip it. All right. So the real problem was, well, I honestly, I don't know what the problem was, but I know where it was. It was here under that display bombs. I went into my older project, I grabbed that code, I pasted it into here to see. It's the exact same thing. No, kitty, kitty, kitty! I didn't want that. Are we, how many? What did you do? Oh no. Oh no, okay. Oh no. What happened? I think we're good. The only thing that the old code had that was different is I run the if grid check before trying to find the cell. Please stop knocking everything off. That's my phone. I need it. Other than that, nothing changed. I did actually verify that in my old code, my offset header was 48, so it accounted for both the header space of 32 and the two borders of 16 or of 8 each. But yeah, so that's fine. But I don't know, putting this here before I check for it, that now works. Putting it after breaks it. I don't know what I typed wrong before. Copy paste got me out of this one. It's taking too long. Sorry about that. I think there's only one more thing that I would want to do. Yeah, my bad. I missed a couple things. So there's detonate a mine. Here we're going to do clear blank cells, but we're gonna actually do this later. I just want to have the spot here. Else if grid at xxyy is equal to 0, then we're going to no. Okay, we're gonna do a code in part 3. Then we're gonna say else. Well, we don't really need to do an if because those are all of our options. It is either a blank, it is a mine, or it is anything else that we actually want to use. So here we're going to do with cell instance destroy. In GameMaker, you don't really need to have parentheses around things for with statements or if statements. I just use them most of the time, but when I do just a one-line thing like that, I don't really care to. Cool. Now, when we click on a cell, it will do a couple different things. It will, if it is a blank, hold on. We do need this temporarily. We're going to destroy the cell there if it is 0. In Minesweeper, if you click on a 0, it will trickle through all of the adjacent zeros. That bit of code is really obnoxious, so it's simple to do, it's just really tedious. So we're going to ignore that. But, what do you mean y isn't set before reading it? Fuck off with that. Wait. Okay. Sorry, I forgot the underscore because I had made those kind of, I don't know, it was a weird variable placement. That's why I put that there for a little bit of a heads up, and I forgot about it. So if we hit a 0, that means that nothing around it is touching, and it would cascade to all of the other zeros, but we don't have that code done yet. So whenever we see a 0, you just feel free to click anything adjacent to it. Either way, it's working. If you click a bomb, he goes sad face, you can refresh it. Hit a bomb, he goes sad face, you can refresh it. Every time you click, he does that little open close mouth thing. This is a playable version. You could make it through, you could clear everything, you're just not going to hit a win condition when you actually win, and well, losing works pretty well. Let's go big face. Alright guys, this video was really convoluted, all over the place. I apologize for that. I'm going to have a hell of a time editing it, and if you don't see this, then that means that it was all too bad and I redid it. Probably not going to be the case. I think I can pull through. This will end up being more parts, but I'm going to work a little bit faster to get them out. In the next one, we're going to kind of finish up just the playing on a small screen, and then in the last one, we're going to implement the ability to play on a small, medium, or large board. So it will take 2 more parts. I can't imagine I would need any more than that, but I've said that once before, so who fucking knows? Either way, I'm having a lot of fun making these, and I've been getting heaps of really kind comments from you guys, and I appreciate the hell out of it. You're giving me a lot of motivation to keep making these, a lot of inspiration, on top of like the joy that I already have. So I'm already pumped to make these, and with every kind comment that I keep reading, it's even better. I would love to hear some criticisms. I want to see like I can't be doing everything right, and I kind of find some of my faults already. But if I could get some like, hey, could you do this? Could you explain this? Maybe I spend too much time on something like this outro right here. Hit me with that. I want to make this channel as good as I can, as quick as I can, and I would really appreciate the feedback. Also, on a last note, if anyone has any ideas for an intro, I can't fucking think of one. I can't figure out what to do for an intro. I will be getting a green screen eventually, so I don't have to have my grandma's Power Ranger blanket up on the wall. But that's not going to change anything for the intro. So if you got any ideas, send them my way. I'm at a loss. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these, and enjoy your fucking day, dude. Enjoy it. Get some smiles going. So for a quick test, let us see if we can, there's no like actual complete to this game, and it is not going to do the collapse of the zeros. So like there's still some more polishy aspects and determining, I guess, checking to see if we won. Left to be done in the next part. Okay, perfect. That does happen. Now, I've noticed this, really quick tangent, in some versions of Minesweeper, they make it so that way it never can give you a false on a first click. Others, you can lose first click anytime. That's pretty easy to do. If where we generate the code, we put that instead in a script, and on our first click, if we pass those coordinates, generate the code, but make sure that that coordinate is not a bomb, then you'll never be able to lose on the first click. If anyone wants to take that challenge, it's pretty simple to do. I just went with a more classic approach that doesn't do that. But, god damn it.